So once it gets kind of to that pancake consistency material, or consistency, you're going to take a paper towel and cover this guy just to make your cleanup easier. And you're gonna set it onto, and what this is gonna do is, let me get it going, it's gonna make bubbles. It's gonna take all the bubbles from within the plaster and bring it to the top so that you don't have those air bubbles in your impression. The longer you leave it on here, the more bubbles it's going to start producing. So you only want it on here for a few seconds. And then what I have you guys do is you take your impression and you just take a block, throw it on there, vibrate it around. Once it's all over the model, you're gonna turn it over and let it all drip out. What this does is it puts a really light coating on the whole model. That way you don't have as many air bubbles. And then you're gonna let those kind of drain down. And then you're gonna take just a little bit at a time and let it run into the teeth. If you put a big block, there's gonna be an air bubble, and when you take it apart, your tooth is gonna fall off. The more you move it around, the more liquid it gets. Like, has anyone ever played with cornstarch in water? How when you move it around it's liquid, but then when you stop it's kind of hard? This is the same consistency. So you want to overfill the top. Because we're using these for bleach trays, we're not making bases on them. So we just want it like that. And then you're going to take a paper towel, lay it on the table, and you're gonna turn it over. You're not gonna push down on it. You want it to hold it up so that there's a little bit of an area underneath the model. If you push it down, all of the material is gonna come up over the tray and you're gonna be chiseling it out. And then you're probably gonna break teeth off, okay? You don't want the material up onto the tray. If it does come up on the tray, one thing that you can do is you can take your finger and just kind of vibrate it a little bit and see how it just came right off. And then it will sit like that. Takes about 45 minutes to harden. Okay, so we will throw some of this in here. I'm just letting it sit here because I know that there's air bubbles in the interior, so I'm letting them pop before I add more. Okay, then when we get it filled up, we will just turn it over like so. With this, you can kind of scrape it out And then you can wash it down the sink. Just make sure that you let the water run for a while. And the alginate cannot go down the sink. It has to go in the garbage.